Yo, I just saw Guardians of the frickin' Galaxy. Do you want to know what I thought of it? Do you really want to know? Well, how about I say it like this? I'm hooked on a feeling, da 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 da. I'm high on believing, da 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 da, that you're in love with me. I said I'm hooked on a feeling, da 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 da. I'm so high on believing, da 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 da, that you're in love with me. Oh yeah, baby! That's what I thought. Hey everybody, welcome to the Captain Vita Show, where I do the very difficult task of telling you whether a movie is worth your time or not, and if it deserves a spot in your movie collection. I'm Ash, and I'll be your host. So today, if you couldn't tell from that amazing intro that I recorded coming home from the screening last night, we're going to be talking about Guardians of the Galaxy today, which is out in theaters everywhere now, so let's begin. So Guardians of the Galaxy is basically about these group of people. You know, they got a people. They got an assassin, they got a madman, they got a talking tree, and a talking raccoon with a machine gun, so it's a group of 5 things, and basically they meet up together under not so happy circumstances. They find out this thing they were trying to sell might destroy everything, so they're like, we should probably not do that, so they decide, let's save everyone instead of making money. And that's an awful synopsis for this movie, but I don't know, I've never been good at those, so yay. This movie was high on my most anticipated movies of the year list. This was number 3 for me. I, God over the first trailer. I thought it was phenomenal. So I was just like, if I go into this movie and just get an awesome epic space opera with that great Marvel humor, this is just Andy Dwyer goes to space, I'll be happy. It's all of those things, and guess what? I'm overjoyed, so let's talk about this. Now, first off, one of my biggest things I love about this movie is how refreshing it is. Because you guys all know me. You all know that I am in deep romantic love with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. If I could make love to it, I would. However, we have been getting the same heroes, you know, Iron Man, Cap, Thor, no Hulk. Still not another standalone Hulk movie, I don't know why. But we've been getting those movies for a while now. Like, Iron Man came out when I was in middle school. It's been a while. So now I'm just sitting here, I'm like, oh man, I love these movies, but it's kind of just, you know, oh, it's this guy again, no, it's this guy again. We're getting something new. This is something new. It's a new property for us to enjoy. And this was like a bit of a with Marvel, like they were just like, well, we've proven we can break records, so let's go ahead and do this thing that nobody knows exists. You know, let's just throw that out there. And I guess that Marvel name works because I just read that this beat out Cap 2 for the Thursday night box office, so I think that means more new properties, please. And I gotta tell you, this movie deserves every penny it made. It made over $11 million just last night, which is awesome, because what that tells me, once again, is new properties should be on the way. If a new property like this, you just slap the Marvel name on it and people go see it, then you're probably in a good ball house. And this really is everything you love about a Marvel movie, and more, because now we're taking it to the galaxy. You know, we started out on Earth, we went to Asgard a little bit, but then we came back to Earth. We're just in Star Wars land now, where, you know, planets are treated like states or countries. You know, you're just like, oh yeah, I was in the Xandar galaxy or whatever, I don't remember. But yeah, so it's basically everything you love about a Marvel movie in space. How could that not get you excited? Not to mention, it has that great Marvel tone that all of Marvel's movies have had up till now, but this one, I think, exceeds in it more than any of them. And that's the fact, this movie combines its comedy with its drama flawlessly. Like, it's flawless. Because there are dramatic moments in this film where it's actually, like, a bit heart-wrenching. You're just like, oh, and you feel it. But then when it goes into a comedic moment, it doesn't feel out of place, and vice versa. A comedic moment can go into a dramatic moment, and it doesn't feel, like, wrong to be there. It feels fluid. It's just like, yeah, and that's like the entire tone of this movie. It's the tone I wanted going in, and it's the tone I got, so I'm happy. Yee. But of course you can't make a great movie on tone alone, because to make that tone, you need awesome characters to boot. And this movie has some of the most awesome characters I have seen all year. Like, seriously. So instead of, like, normally when I do movie reviews, I'll just point out a few that I thought were nice and stuff, you know. Here I'm going to talk about all of them. I'm going to talk about all of them because they're all awesome, so let's do it. First up, let's talk Star-Lord, who's played magnificently by Chris Pratt, who, when I saw Chris Pratt get announced for this, I was like, he's playing a guy named Star-Lord. Interesting. Now that I've seen the movie, perfect casting. And now basically Star-Lord, his real name is Peter Quill, he was born on Earth, and he was on Earth until I think he was 6 years old. And then a thing happened, he ran outside because he was sad about it, and he got abducted and brought into space and kind of forced into a life of thievery. You know, he's a thief now, he runs around stealing things so he can sell them. And then he gets thrown into this ragtag group of losers, and he kind of becomes their leader, and he's awesome. Mainly because he's Chris Pratt, so as badass as he is, he's still just silly and funny. He's very much a Han Solo character. He's always making a wisecrack here and there. And my favorite part about him is he always has this little cassette tape on him, which all this music from the 70s, and it's just, whenever he puts the headphones on, everyone in the crowd can be like, ooh, not a bee. Then we have Gamora, who's this badass assassin, and she's basically the adopted daughter of Thanos, and she's working for Ronan now. She doesn't like him, so she joins the Guardians, like, unwillingly. The Guardians don't really join together, they just kind of, they're like, oh, we're in the same place and we only got one ship, so wanna make a superhero team? Lovely, let's do that. But she's awesome too. Like, I don't really have much to say about her character except for the fact I really enjoyed her. She's green and she's hot. Yeah, and I think all of us saw this from like a mile away when we saw the first trailer for this movie. We all went, he is going to steal the show. Guess what? He does, and that is Rocket Raccoon. Rocket is a raccoon who was basically, he was just torn apart and put back together again. He's kind of like a cyborg. And he's a raccoon who talks with a machine gun. And he's voiced by Bradley Cooper. I think I've sold you by now. Do I need to say more? No, because you're sold. He's awesome. He steals the show. Every scene he's in, I'm just like, oh, I want to buy your action figure so bad right now. Then we have another show stealer who was kind of surprising to me. I didn't really think he would be the one that made me laugh as much as Rocket and Star-Lord did. But that's Groot, who's voiced by Vin Diesel, who I didn't like Vin Diesel a little while ago. He's changed my mind. I'm mad at him because he's such a cool, down-to-earth dude that it's impossible to hate him. So it's just like, I need to find someone else to hate for no reason. But yeah, he's out of there because he played Groot, and Groot is awesome. He's a tree. He's basically Rocket's other half, you know, and he can only say 3 words. I and am and Groot. I am Groot. And somehow Vin Diesel finds a way to make that amazing. Like, he finds a way to make that intriguing and just like, oh, I love this character, make him say another thing. And that's actually because when he was given the script for this movie, you know, it would say, I am Groot. But then on, like, the right side or the left side, I don't remember, it would say what he meant to say. And I was like, that's interesting. So whenever you hear him talk, you can kind of hear what he's saying a bit. And he's awesome. He's a talking tree, and he's adorable in the end. Jackson 5, that's all I'm going to tell you. Adorableness. Then, while he's the weakest of the group, I don't think it's to the extent that people are saying he is, and that is Drax the Destroyer. He's played by Batista, who's a wrestler. I don't watch wrestling, so I don't really know him very much, but I liked him in the movie, mainly because it's not really what I liked about him that was just his character in general. Because his character in general is he's kind of a madman he just sees nothing but revenge. Because Ronan killed his wife and daughter, and that's not nice. So he's just like, I kind of want to kill Ronan. Can we go do that? Can we go do that? But that's not what I like about him. What I like about him is he takes everything literally, which leads to amazing dialogue. Like, you'll see when you go see it. I don't even want to spoil any of it for you because when it hits you, you're just like, ah. It's funny. It's funny. And that's the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're all awesome. In fact, the one weakness that this movie has isn't one of them. It's actually Ronan the Accuser, who is our villain, but he really doesn't leave a big mark on this movie. Like, yeah, he's the main villain and he's the one they're all fighting in the end, but I don't know, he never stood out to me as like, oh, especially in this Marvel Cinematic Universe, which was kind of built on awesome villains. He's not Loki. He's kind of like Malekith from Thor the Dark World, which I think Malekith was an awful villain. I don't think Ronan's to that extent, but he's not good. So in the end, Guardians of the Galaxy is fantastic. It's another great Marvel movie. I wouldn't say I like it more than Captain America 2. I would not. I think Captain America 2, not only is it a better movie, but I think I enjoyed it more. But still, go see this movie in theaters. Go see it now. I've said this forever. If you don't see Marvel movies in theaters, you're an idiot. If you wait for these to come out on DVD, you're an idiot. These are event movies. Event movies are meant to be experienced. You can't experience a movie over... My TV's over there. I cannot experience Avengers the same way I experienced it in the theater on that TV. It's impossible. Go see this movie in theaters or you are an idiot, and I say yes. And like most awesome Marvel movies, I will definitely be picking this one up the day it comes out. It's awesome. It's a Marvel space opera starring Andy Dwyer and a raccoon with a machine gun. I want to watch that a lot, and yeah, day it comes out at whatever price point, there's a plane. Guardians of the Galaxy gets an A out of 10. Hey everybody, thank you so very much for watching my video review for Guardians of the Galaxy. I want to hear what you think. Did you see the movie? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Are you going to see it? Are you going to skip it? Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comment section below because I want to hear them. And as always, folks, if you like this video, you should hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on my other videos. You should follow me on my social medias. Everything is in the description box below. And the most importantly, you should all stay classy. I got a pin. It's Star-Lord.